18 in a row setting the franchise record.
I hadn't talked about streaks of any kind just because we've been so focused on improving, but it is really cool to be a part of something like that. It's, for me, the most I've ever won as a coach and as a player. I think we won like 17 in a row with the Spurs one time. And, to win like this, the way we've won, guys out of the rotation, losing Book, the relentless attitude of our team, the way we stick together makes it really cool. Obviously, it's hard to win in this league, and we're not satisfied. We talked about, stretching it out, but it takes doing the right things to do that. And we've just taken it one game at a time, but it is special to do it in front of our fan base in a special city like this, with the history of this franchise. To be a part of it is pretty cool, and I want our guys to enjoy it. But for me, it's on to the next. Let's get ready for tomorrow. But I am grateful that I get to work with these guys, coach them, and work for this organization and be a part of this.
Just tonight, you guys are up 18 and then
Yeah. Well, I think I said it in the pregame, like this team isn't going to go away. They face the same situation against the Lakers, where they were down 14 or 15 going into the fourth and fought all the way back with a few seconds to go. It was a one-possession game. So our guys understood that. We didn't play as dynamic in the third as far as playing in 0.5. I thought we were waiting for Chris to make a play. And then in the fourth quarter, we started swinging the ball to the backside and attacking the paint, and it opened up a number of threes for us. And then defensively, we held them to 22 points, which is, for the way they played in the third was an accomplishment. But they just keep coming at you, and they have guys who just compete every possession, and they hit some tough shots. We went zone. First time we went zone, Diallo just threw one up there. It looked like, because he didn't even have the ball in his hands, and it just wham went in. So it was just one of those nights for them in that quarter. But we stayed with the zone a little bit, and it got us a few possessions, and then we were able to calm down. I thought we were a bit sped up at times, but we just keep finding ways to win.
What did you think of the job that Landry did, and how did you like that?
Yeah, I mean, to start, it was pretty. We scored 30 points in the first, and we held them to 18. So to start the game, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't just Landry. We had a number of guys in the first quarter. I like his movement for sure. Defensively, is pretty sound. He has the ability to get over screens. We can still switch with Landry, and he understands concepts. So that certainly helps. But we could change the lineup game by game just based on what we need. So there's a number of guys we can put in that spot.
When you look at 114 points, no one scored 20. Doing that, the first game, both misses. It feels like there's a little bit more emphasis behind it. Can you talk about just the scoring balance from the team tonight?
Well, I mean, look at the bench. Two guys with 19, and then JaVale does what JaVale does. I thought that was the key. If you're going to have a guy like Book out, there has to be something that offsets it to a degree. And I thought it was the bench production tonight. To have both Cams and JaVale have that kind of point production helped us. And Mikal, he continues to defend and knock down shots. He's a really good basketball player. You could say a lot of stuff about Mikal, but he's just a good basketball player. He finds ways to affect the game, except for that save where he threw it back to them. I was like, just throw the ball at our rim. He knew right away because all the bench guys were getting on him. But what he does for us on both ends of the floor, and we need it. You know, we're missing not just Book, but Frank and Dooley and Dario. And so we need guys to step up. I thought Ish came in tonight and gave us good minutes, did a really good assist, and defensively he's sound. So we're going to need different guys to step up as we go forward.
On a guy that's perhaps been starving for that opportunity for us to do a situation. How impressive was it for you considering he's only been here?
Yeah. Well, I mean, especially when we didn't even know who he was when he first showed up. And we just watched him work and watched how he picked up concepts. And he's got a spirit about him. And he certainly has a toughness about him that we like. He can keep people in front of him on defense. And, you know, again, the pass he made for the dunk, like that's a really good awareness of what you're doing, to be under control, dribbling under the basket. We like guys who work, you know, because we know it's going to translate. And he's a hard worker. He comes in every day and gets his work done. And he asks questions. He's sitting on the sideline, listening and absorbing. So, you know, we're down a few guys, so we need people to step up.
On the note of Mikhail, I mean, he's something of an Iron Man. I mean, he's never missed a game, but is his minutes load just going to kind of need to be in the spot that it's in so you guys get healthier?
It's a good question. I mean, maybe, you know, I wanted to get him out and not play him as much, but it got hairy in the third. And I just, you know, I trusted him. But I think there's, you know, at some point I got to address that. And we try on off days, you know. And look, it's still basketball. I mean, we're not practicing 2.5, 3 hours a day anymore. You know, guys are, the most we do now is in games, whereas back in the day, we worked harder in practice than we did in the game. But he does log heavy minutes, and I'm aware of it. And he's guarding the best guy, offensive guy every night. And so that's a tough task. It's something that I have thought about.
Congrats on Coach of the Month. Just curious your thoughts on that.
I mean, it's pretty clear that when you win that kind of award or honor, it's not even an award, I don't think, but it's a reflection of players playing well, staff that works hard, and people in the organization that create an environment for us to be, you know, the best we can be. But it's the players. I mean, when you get it, I mean, it's almost, you're grateful for it, and I certainly am, but it means you're playing well. And that's what I'm proud of, the way our guys have played. And we're just, you know, we've done it without a few guys. And so that excites me as we go forward. But I am grateful. I'm not going to sit here and act like, oh, no big deal, you know, that kind of thing. I think it's pretty cool. But I think it's cool because of how the players play, and they let us coach them every day. And I just don't take stuff like that for granted.
Coach, you said at the beginning of the season that you're playing folks in the game that it's you don't got to, you get to.
Yeah.
You know, so now Coach of the Month and now 18 straight. Just tell me, just go through your mind at the same time if you can. I don't know if you answered this question already, just the performance from both Cameron Johnson and Payne.
Yeah, I mean, I've been in the NBA now in 3 decades. You know, I don't know what it adds up to, but I've been in the game for a long time. I've made more money than I deserve, and I coach basketball. You know, I'm not on the front line or a policeman or a doctor or a nurse or something like that. I play basketball. So for that, I'm grateful. Both Cams, we need those guys to be aggressive and produce for us on both ends. I thought Payne gave us a great spark in the first half, and Cam Johnson was pretty much steady the whole game. And, you know, Cam is a good combination for us, and we need those guys, especially with Book out.
What does it say about your composure where they run off 17 in a row and then you basically just sort of like take back possession of the game?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I told them at the end, we don't panic. We have guys who've been in a lot of situations. And now we have young guys who've been in a lot of situations. And I don't think you perform well when you panic. We've always told our guys, we're not going to let wins and losses affect our culture, and things in the game shouldn't affect your poise, even though it can at times, but you got to get it back to as solid of a place as you can. But I think a lot of it comes from our leadership. Chris and Book and Jay and DA and Mikhail have stepped up in their leadership roles, and, experience helps you with that.
Yeah, I think there's something to the fact that, you're talking about every game is a singular game, but there are micro games even within each game. And you have to be able to get through the waves of, right? Yeah,
I mean, that's what happened tonight. I mean, we ran off a pretty good first quarter, and then, you could say that the second quarter we won that, but we just traded baskets, and then they gained the momentum. I thought they won that third quarter game. And then in the fourth quarter, we just talked about winning the fourth quarter. So to your point, like, it all comes together, but there are ebbs and flows within the game that, you got to try to, as best you can, stay as even keel while those things are happening.
You've done really well in the fourth quarter. I mean, that's like the quarter. You come back and taking possession of a lot of games that you could have lost control of in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I mean, Chris is a huge part of that. Tonight he controlled the fourth, finding guys. Even in the first half, when he got Cade his third foul, that just speaks of how smart he is. But in the fourth quarter, Chris and Book have been clutch for us, and they're clutch on the road, which is pretty cool, and it helps us, win some games.
Coach, go ahead. Just quickly,
Cool.
Like I said 18 straight, but I think it's just I know it's surreal for you how on a worship night tonight.
Yeah.
The God works in serious ways. Just you feel like divine presence for you.
Well, I just know that I'm blessed to do what I do. I'm looking forward to spending some time with them before I jump on the plane. There's some people out there tonight that I'm looking forward to talking to them for a quick second, because it is faith and family night. And I'm not quite sure how God feels about wins and losses. I know he loves us all. And so I know my job is to give him glory no matter what, in the wins and the losses, because like I said, I'm blessed to do what I do. I don't deserve to be in this position. I mean, I've made more money than I deserve. I've done more than most people will ever even think about, and I owe that to God. So that's how I view it. It's a get to, not a got to for me, and I don't take it for granted.
You talked about this Mikhail's minutes, and I was thinking, sure you didn't want to have to play God that many minutes when you got a game tomorrow. So how do you? I know it's all rest and recovery, but you can really play another 20.
It doesn't. It's the NBA, man. I mean, we're not out here digging ditches. Okay, it's basketball. Like I think this generation has been taught how to be tired. I really do. I mean, that's all we talk about nowadays. Nobody practices. Practices are like a half hour and 45 minutes. So I get what everybody's talking about, and I'm aware of it, and I do what I can to help guys, but we don't talk about it a lot. If you're going to win in this league, you're probably going to win tired. And I think our guys understand that based on what we went through last year.
It feels good, but at the same time, it's just, I don't know. I mean, I guess it feels good, but it's just like, man, we got another game tomorrow. I just got to keep going. Just want to know today. That's how I feel for real.
Just waiting for like the key for you with the bench. Early because Henry started, but then the bench like went to a whole nother level. Just because the bench overall.
I mean, we came out there and just did our job. I mean, as usual. Obviously, Book was out, so obviously we need a little bit more scoring. But at the same time, it didn't even come off like that. It was just we played our pace, played our way, played Suns basketball, and I mean, Elfrid Ish got in there. Like it's just next man up. We still just play the same way. I feel like the bench played well tonight.
Talked about you guys, that third quarter for them, they're just hitting kind of, not lucky, but they're just hitting shots
Mhm.
they weren't hitting in the first half. But it doesn't really phase you guys, and you're just able to be patient. What do you think is key to that?
Well, it's just, man, just keep playing the same way we play. I mean, obviously, run's going to happen. Also, the Pistons, they just played the Lakers, and they came back in the fourth. It's just got to keep playing. Runs happen. A little adversity, can't go crazy. You just got to stay poised and just move on to the next play. They came out knocking down shots, but, this is just a game full of runs, and we got the last one.
Here at home, it seems like every time you and Cam Johnson come in together, the crowd just gets a little bit more energetic than any other time. I mean, how does that make you guys feel? And kind of, you really notice that?
Yeah, I noticed it. I mean, obviously, give us a little bit more confidence out there. But I mean, the Valley, man, it's fun playing here. Fans do a great job. So, I mean, big ups to them. But I mean, I know me and Cam just try to go out there and just try to change the pace of the game, change the flow of the game. I'm just gonna try to keep that up.
Tuesday, coach said that he's a little bit ill, like a little bit sick.
Mhm.
So fully healthy, but how does it feel for you to be back and have a performance you had tonight?
Man, I was down, had a little fever, had a little cold. But today I felt fine. Yesterday we got a day off, got a lot of much needed rest. But I mean, today I felt pretty good. I had to come out here and be aggressive. Really kind of just kind of get downhill. I mean, I felt cool. Everything good with me now.
And we were with Dario last week, he was on the perimeter.
Mhm.
Bill, when you're driving in, if you get it off the backboard, at least you know he's behind you.
Mhm.
Good chance of getting it. What's that dynamic been like just to have, obviously the die for him there, but also hit the top?
Honestly, it's special. I know, some players would be mad. It'd be like, man, give me the ball, give me the ball. But Bell, such a great guy, such a great leader. Most of the time, you just say, get on the rim. I take care of the rest. So, I mean, you kind of see that trend. I go up, just get on the rim. JaVale gonna clean it up. Outside of that, Dario is a good pop guy. But Vail on the rim, and it kind of opens up Sham, opens up Cam. Just having that rim threat, that dive threat, and me getting all the way to the rack. I mean, it just helps me and Vail. But like I said, man, I wouldn't say the first, but the second day of training camp, he was like, just throw it up there. Like, just throw it up there and I'll take care of the rest. And I mean, that's big time for me. It gives me a lot of confidence in, just throwing it up there and him catching it and scoring.
Obviously, you like to get downhill, so when you get like this, what's your mindset?
What did you say? I couldn't hear you. My bad. I'm sorry.
So with how much you like to get downhill,
Uh-huh.
what's your mentality when you like see the opening?
Oh, just try to get all the way downhill. Make someone else converge so I can kick out. Or if not, like I said, get it up there on the rim.
Chris, what do you think of the point guard play tonight?
He was open. Just like most nights. I'm not surprised. I don't expect nothing less. It's how our team is, man. Every night it's somebody else stepping up, and we expect that.
This for you, I would ask saying the same thing about the win streak 18 in a row franchise record. What does it mean to you now?
It's cool. I really wasn't thinking about it. Obviously, that's nice, little piece of history here for the team. But I think for us, it's always about that feeling of making sure we're playing the game the right way. We always talk about we got a standard, and we say this feel like every night. A win is a win, but we felt like we could have played better.
I'm asking about Monty being coach of the month this year. What you guys thoughts on that?
That's huge, man. That's huge. I felt like he was supposed to be coach of the year last year. So, any milestone is a great milestone. He did something a lot of coaches never done. So, I mean, big ups to Mont, man. He's doing a hell of a job.
You've been on each team that he's done it. So I think you with him in New Orleans when you guys won 17 or
I mean, I just think that says a lot about him. You know, like I said, when I was in New Orleans, I think we started out like 11-1. You know, and I was say it all the time. He's a big reason why I wanted to come play here. You know, because of who he is as a person, who he is as a coach, and the principles and you know the accountability that we have here. So you probably got many more to come.
We'll take one on Zoom real quick from Malika Andrews.
Hey guys, I have one for each of you. Cam, if I could start with you. Monty just said that in this league, this is a back-to-back, but if you're going to win in this league, you have to win tired. And that's something that younger players sometimes haven't quite been pushed to do. What do you personally have to do in order to kind of continue to win, but win tired? Is that a different type of preparation?
No, I just feel like we got to come ready to play. I mean, everybody coming to get us. We just got to be ready. Got to come play our way, play Suns basketball.
Chris, Cam Johnson was earlier that he feels like this stretch, because you guys are winning, it allows you to find this sort of different joy and kind of camaraderie within the team. You've been in the league for a long time. Are there still new joys that you're finding with this group?
Absolutely. All the time. You know, with this team here, like I say, when we get a day off, you know, everybody be like, cool, we take the day off. Usually the gym's still full of guys, but that next day of practice, you can see the energy in the gym. You know, guys like missed each other. Like, and that's nice when you enjoy being around guys because we're around each other more than we with our immediate family. So definitely a joy to be around.
Thank you.
No problem. About those joys that you just mentioned, like you had streaks like this with LA and like in Houston as well. So now with a different team, does it feel a little bit more special that even at the stage of your career, you're putting up those kinds of numbers? It's exciting. You know, some of them, you know, so long ago, you sort of forget, you remember a little bit of it, but to be on this journey with guys, having young guys, having rookies on the team who never experienced stuff like this, it is cool. And it's also cool that guys ain't like stressing about it either. You know, it's sort of just happening.
Chris Ish came in and played well in that first rotation set. What's been your overall impression of him, getting to know him, and just your thoughts on how he came in tonight?
Ish been great. Ish been great. Just a consummate professional. Work hard every day at practice. Great teammate. And it was nice to see him get that assist tonight. You know, his energy, that energy is contagious, man. You know, not knowing if you're gonna play or not, and you come in there and you going that hard, that's big, and that's what pros do.
Chris, I'm sure you've spoken to it, but the HBCU event earlier in the week, just curious what it meant to you to put that together, get to host that here, and how it went.
It meant a lot. It meant a lot, especially to get a chance to get to know a lot of the kids that played, give them this stage to play on. You know, a lot of times they never get a chance to play on national TV or in arenas like this. And then a lot of the coaches came to our practice, you know, so, you know, just trying to be a vessel and help those guys get the exposure that they deserve.
I asked Cam this, but I've noticed, especially home game, when Cam and Cam check it together, the crowd just gets a little bit more hyped up. Did you feel that down there?
I think we all like that. You know what I mean? Like we got a team full of guys who want to play. You know what I mean? But the coolest thing, and he know I'm like obsessive about it. Whenever he check in for me, I make sure we dap up because it's like tagging in. You know, when you play for a long time in this league, you know, maybe a year here and there, you sort of check out the game and you're like, man, I just hope they don't lose the lead. And, you know, like checking out the game now, I expect the lead to go up. You know what I mean? Like the energy is going up, and it's cool to be on a team like that.
Question for both of you guys. Seeing how, like, on the bench, like when there was that rough in Detroit in the third quarter, that Devin got up to give some instructions. I just want to ask you guys, just seeing him from the bench, even though he's hurt, you have Frank as well saying some stuff, but like, how strong is that sense of family that you feel with everyone in the group?
I just feel like that's just the Suns culture. That's just how we get down. I mean, we got each other's back. I feel like if that was anybody else on the bench, they do the same thing. But it's huge to see Book up, locked in, helping us out. That's just big time. Like I always say, man, it gives the people on the court confidence. You see one of your best players sitting there letting you know that he with you. That's huge.
Yeah, to each his own. We don't really have, the guys who not playing, sitting in the locker room watching the game, or you know what I mean, like not showing up. Like that's huge that they there, they engaged, telling us what they see, and you just need that. You need everybody all in.
Yeah, so glad to still be part of this group.
It's pretty cool, right? It's a group that has come a long way, and it's a group that's a lot of fun to play with. Coaches that are, fun to play for, a city that's fun to play in front of. And so just that shared collective, enjoyment of this process has been great. And, a big shout out to the fans. I don't know what day of the week it is. It's a Thursday night, and they really showed up. Like tonight the gym was rocking, and it was a lot of fun, and it's always fun to play in front of them.
What was, I can feel about the response, and then they went on that run, got it down to one. What do you like the guys did to answer that?
Hit a couple shots. They did make a run, come back in the game. But you got guys that are seasoned veterans and a team that has been together a little bit and understands how to control crunch time situations. You got a guy like Chris Paul on your team. You're a lot, more calm probably than the other team. And that's kind of just what happened tonight.
What do you say about a game like this one? It's first game out. You guys get 114, no one scores over 20, just a really balanced effort from the team.
Yeah. So it's all the time. We got guys that score the ball all across the lineups. And, Book puts a lot of points up on the board every night. And, we're a team that we're gonna find buckets, other ways when we need to. And that's what we did tonight. And a couple guys shot the ball real well. And, you got DA down there and just taking up space and making it really hard on the interior of their defense, frees everything up for everybody else.
How great was it to get out there with Dave for a couple minutes?
Oh, it was great. He gave me a nice pass on the baseline for an easy dunk, and that stuff is important. Getting going and played well defensively, and it was good to see.
Cam was getting into the teeth of the defense
Yeah.
there, 19 points, 21 minutes. What were you seeing for his ability to kind of open things up by getting in?
Aggression, and that's kind of what was necessary against a defense like that, where they're kind of just letting you play 2-on-2 to an extent, and that ability for him to penetrate and find people and be able to score in there. He had some tough shots, and he's creative and he's fast, and that's kind of what we've learned to expect from him, and that's what he brings to the table. He brings it every night. That's why I kind of call him Turbo. That's my nickname for him, Turbo.
Or we like to use that officially?
Yeah, you can use that. I got a lot of nicknames for him, but one is Turbo. He's like playing 2K. He always holds the turbo button. That's what he looks like out there, right?
You might even know the tattoo. Watch out. They all know Boob. He has a Boob on his knee. Like, dangerous game.
There, yeah, very.
How do you guys gear up after this? You got less than 24 hours.
Oh man, there's no question on that. A team that we just played and we beat at home, we get to go to their place, division game. There's a lot on the line, so you have to. This is what playing in the NBA is about. Going into these environments with these implications. And granted, it's a December game, but it means a lot. And it means a lot to us, and to continue this streak. And it's going to be a fun one. Right. And that's exactly the mindset we're going to have. Like you said, Knicks and Nets was back to back on the road, Thanksgiving, longer trip. And, I think we came out with energy in both of those. And it's going to be on us to come out with the same energy again tomorrow night. Very much so. Very much so. Fun, though. A lot of fun. And Golden State's a fun environment, too.
The crazy nights, Cam, I gotta ask the other Masters one.
Same spot, man. Yeah, same spot. I'm not even gonna cap to y'all, same spot. But I know my deadline, and I know I got about a year and a half or so to really get it done, or it disappears, all that work. So you put my back against the wall with a firm deadline, I'm gonna get it done for sure. Sport administration. No, North Carolina. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I kind of, so the funny thing about it is, I should not have let it go on this long. So I don't really deserve any credit for, you know, doing my master's actively. I just want to clarify that. Because if this goes out and you put it that I'm still working on my, you know, especially during the finals, my all, you know, my friends from North Carolina, my fellow classmates are calling me, texting me, saying, "Oh, so you're doing your thesis now, huh?" So just to avoid, you know, I'm telling you guys, I'll get it done, I promise. But yeah, I started at North Carolina. I had 2 years there. I got halfway done with my thesis, essentially. I proposed it. And then at the end of the first semester of my second year, then conference play, conference tournament, NCAA tournament, pre-draft, and blink of an eye, here we are sitting at this podium.
That transfer portal got you.
Oh my goodness. It's like, yeah, and it's like, oh man, I gotta go. But it's good. It's all the positive change, the NIL, the transfer portal. If it makes me have to amend some things in my research section, then I will gladly do it because I like the steps that are being made.
I was asking about your research. You said that you have to kind of not really start from scratch because like you started a couple of years ago, but how's it going with that research now?
I keep my eye on it. But I don't have anything formally written about it. But I talked to my advisor. Actually, since the finals, I have done some things because I was in North Carolina and I sat down with my advisor and we talked about next steps. So I guess I could technically say I have done some things, but those next steps, yeah, I got to get going on those. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Cam.
Yep.